today's webinar. I hope you're all safe and well at home. I'm really excited to be talking about keywords today. So this will be a two-part webinar, where in the first part we'll talk about keyword research, and the second part we'll talk about keyword optimization. We'll take a deep dive into keyword research today, and we'll also see how keyword defines all aspects of your Amazon business. I'm Ankita Nagraj. I head the customer success team at SellerApp. I've been in the e-commerce industry for the past few years. I've helped Amazon sellers to launch, grow, and stabilize or mature their businesses online. Although I do help in all aspects of the business, but I'd like to say that I specialize in Amazon SEO and advertising. So let's have a look at the topics that will be covered in today's webinar. What is keyword and why is it important? What is keyword research? What is Amazon A9 algorithm and how does it work? Importance of keyword research, factors to keep in mind while researching keywords such as keyword difficulty, target segmentation, product positioning, how to research keywords. Okay, so before I start talking about keywords, I'd like to introduce SellerUp to you if you don't know SellerUp. That is, so SellerUp is an all-in-one platform that helps all types of Amazon sellers at every stage of their business or at every stage of their journey. So we have two solutions. One is a self-service platform that has all functionalities imaginable and necessary to grow your business. So we have product intelligence, market intelligence, keyword research tools, listing optimization tools. We also have Amazon advertising automation and management feature. We have business alerts. We have reporting system, and so basically it covers every little thing that you need to grow your Amazon business. So apart from this, we also have growth consulting. So this includes managed services and consultation calls. Consultation calls is something that we've been doing forever now, wherein our team of Amazon experts help you step by step, give you guidance on how to reach your business goals. And the other service that we recently launched was managed services. Managed services we provide for Amazon advertising and listing creation. I will be talking at length about these two services at the end of this webinar, so stay tuned. Okay, so let's start talking about keywords. What is a keyword? Why is it important? So first of all, I'd like to say that I'm starting from the basics because I'm sure a lot of you are just getting familiar with Amazon selling. So I'd like to cover the foundation first so that we can move on to more advanced topics later on in this webinar. So keyword through the lens of a shopper is a way of articulating needs while searching for a product. And through the lens of the search engine, it is what ties a product to the search query. So if you want to buy a travel mug, so you search for travel mug in the Amazon search bar, so that becomes a keyword. And if you use it in your listing, that's what ties your product to what the customer is searching for. Why are keywords so crucial? Keywords serve as a linchpin between your product and your customers. The keywords that you pick determines the amount of traffic you receive on your product listing. So some of the benefits of using keywords are it can boost your audience interest and engagement. That is, if you use the right keywords to emotionally connect with them. It can bring in potential customers. It can give you insights about product trends. So for example, masks for virus protection is something that's trending right now. And so the keywords do give insights into product trends. And it can also increase your sales, which is quite obvious. So if we were to define what keyword research is, it is the process of compiling a whole set of keywords that can possibly define your product and that are possibly being searched by customers to find your product. So in order to get this set of keywords, we need to answer a few questions like what are the benefits of your product, what are the uses, who uses it, how to How do customers define, identify, and describe it? When is it used? What problems does it solve? So if we were to take an example of a travel mug again, because I love coffee, let's answer some of these questions. What are the uses? So it can be used to store coffee, it can be used to store tea, it can be used to store cold or hot water. Who uses it? So typically it can be used by travelers or work professionals. How do customers identify and describe it? So some people might call it travel mugs, some people might be more specific in search for stainless steel travel mug, vacuum insulated travel mug, right? When is it used? So it can be used during traveling, it can be used during camping, it can be used at work. So what problems does it solve? So it basically can retain hotness or cold for up to 4 to 8 hours. And what are the benefits? Since it's made of stainless steel material, it won't rust, and again it can store hot liquids and cold liquids and retain heat for up to 4 to 8 hours. So what you need to do is, going back to this actually, what you need to do is list down all of these questions and answer these questions and make sort of like a mind map, and then start looking and then start researching keywords. So essentially these are your answers. What you need to do is to move on to the next step, what you need to do is you need to identify the keywords, identify shoppers' keywords. How are shoppers looking for your product, for these attributes, searching for these properties? So that's what you need to do. Understanding Amazon A9 algorithm. So a lot of people call it A10 algorithm now because Amazon has updated its A9 algorithm, but there is no official word from Amazon saying that's what so there's no official word from Amazon saying the algorithm is officially called A10. So I'm going to stick to A9. Basically, it's an algorithm that ranks products in search results, and it uses keywords as a tool to determine relevancy. So it's pretty much like a Google search engine, but the key difference between Google and Amazon is that Amazon is a business. Amazon is a marketplace. So the most important factor that it considers to rank these products is sales conversions. So the search engine's most important goal is to give search results that contain relevant and high converting products. So if you have to look at it, the more traffic you get, the more sales you get. The more sales you get, the more traffic you get. It's like a cycle. So just summarizing what we just saw, right? So if you have to look at the factors that determine relevancy, there are only two very major key factors that determine relevancy. One is keyword match and the other is conversions. So keyword match is you have to have the right set of keywords in your listing, and it has to be optimized for the search engine so that the search engine can read and understand the keywords in your listing. And the second very important factor is conversions. So you need to have sales for these keywords to prove to Amazon that, hey, you can put me on your page one because I do get sales. People do buy my product for these keywords. So these two key factors build relevancy. And the second, so higher the relevance, greater the ranking. So there are other factors that are looked at to rank the products as well. So some of these include sales history, sources of traffic, CTR, reviews and ratings, customer experience factors such as order defect rate, cancellations, and returns. But all of these have different weightages, and all of these are definitely considered to rank the products. But the two most important factors are search engine optimized copy with keywords and conversions. Okay, so what are the factors that you have to consider while researching keywords? So I'm saying this because if you don't understand your business properly, if you don't understand who your customers are, who your competitors are, then you'll find wrong set of keywords that might not bring you optimal sales. So the first thing that you need to consider is search versus demand. The second thing is competition. The third is target audience, and the fourth is product positioning. So these are all the components of your business that you need to know in and out about to research keywords. So let's look at it one by one. The first one is search demand curve. So if you have to bifurcate the keywords, then you can say you can classify the keywords into three different buckets. So the first one is short tail, the second is mid tail, and the third is long tail. So it just depends on the specificity or the length of the keyword. Short tail is like super generic, like you could say mug, and mid tail would be travel mug, and the long tail would be stainless steel travel mug. So the correlation, if you have to look at the correlation between the length of the keyword or the specificity of the keyword and the buying intent, and if you have to put 80-20 rule, then you can say that 80% of the sales comes from long tail keywords. And this is because long tail keywords have high buying propensity compared to short tail keywords. So somebody that's looking for a mug might want just a coffee mug, might not want a vacuum insulated coffee mug. So somebody that's looking for stainless steel vacuum insulated coffee mug is definitely looking for a product that you are selling. So all you have to do is place yourself in the right competition and in the right niche to increase conversions. The example given here is book versus books for children versus activity books for 5-year-old kids. So the second factor that you need to master is keyword difficulty. Keyword difficulty determines ranking difficulty, so it basically talks about competition. As we saw earlier, it's not enough to have the right keyword in your listing. It also you also need to have sales, and you need to have a proven track record of other things like customer service and various other things like reviews to make sure that you rank for the product. So this is about the keyword difficulty is tied with ranking, product ranking. So let's take a look at how to determine ranking difficulty by looking at the competition. Analyzing keyword difficulty is crucial as it tells you if a particular keyword is worth your time and effort. So this is especially true if you are planning to run Amazon campaigns, advertising campaigns, especially for organic ranking. So you need to be really sure that even if you get enough sales, will that be enough for that keyword? What is the threshold? Right? So let's look at some of the important factors that affect keyword difficulty or competition. So you can look at listing quality. Are the listings of the sellers that are selling the same product or similar product really optimized, and how does it compare to your listing? And if you don't have a good enough listing, then I think that's the first thing that you should work on. The second thing is sales data. So even if you're selling 100 units a day and your competitor is selling 1,000 units a day, it doesn't ensure your spot on page 1. So you need to make sure that you're beating at least the top 10 or 20% of the seller's sales to reserve a spot on page 1. Customer reviews. So customer reviews definitely has certain weightage in the Amazon A9 algorithm to rank products in the search results. But even if you manage to rank on page 1, then you need to look at how many reviews your competitors have. And if you have 0 and your competitors have 6,000, 7,000 reviews, then is somebody that's going to look at your product. Will they buy your product? So this is again very important when you're running PPC campaigns as well. So you need to make sure that you have good enough credibility for the sales to flow in. And lastly, promotion. This can be a good indicator of competition. So if you see that there are a lot of ads placed on the page for a certain keyword, then you can be sure that there are a lot of people bidding on the keyword. Hence, probably there's a lot of competition for the keyword as well. Target segmentation is the second component. In order to understand which segment to target, you need to carry out the following analysis. So ideally, you should have done this even before starting to sell the product. But nevertheless, let's have a look at it. So you need to assess market demand gap. So this is again about niche identification, and you need to find out how to place yourself, how to choose your competition, right? So if there's a lot of demand for a certain thing, and if there are plenty of people that are fulfilling this need already, then will people buy your product being a new entrant? Probably not. So this is exactly why it is really important for you to identify market demand gap. So keywords with low average conversions can indicate demand gap. So customers are searching for a product, but there are very few sellers which offer that specific type of product. Let's have a look at an example. So if you look at smartphone chargers, it might seem as an overly competitive niche that is super saturated. But if you dig a little deeper into wireless chargers, it'll have lower competition. But if you dig deeper again, and go to fast charging wireless charger, then you'll find out that there is very less competition and there are very few competitors. There are very few sellers who are selling fast charging wireless chargers. So therefore, you can position your product accordingly. And the second thing that you need to do after identifying market demand gap is assess conversions. So yes, let's say that there is a need for a certain product, you are selling that product. Will you still make money at the end of the day if you sell the product? Or can you price it in a way that you'll still make profits? So if the answer is yes for all of these questions, then yes, you can definitely go ahead and launch your product. Or pick that specific niche for your product in this case. Product positioning, again, we just saw how we can identify a niche based on market demand gap. And what you need to do is you really have to bring out how you position your product in your product listing, in your title, bullet points, and description. So you need to, if you're claiming that your charger is the fastest charging wireless charger, then you need to bring that out in your title, in your bullet points, in your images, if there's content, description, everywhere. And if there are reviews validating this claim, then it's the best thing ever. Okay, so just to summarize what we talked about, essentially you need to have a set of keywords that have a combination of all of the following attributes in varying degrees. So first, you need to have a good average, a good decent search volume, and it needs to be long tail to sort of narrow down the niche and make sure that you're positioning yourself right, or it has to be super relevant to the product that you're selling. And lastly, it is a plus if you find keywords that are trending as well. So that determines traffic, and the more number of people that get to see your product, the more number of people that buy your product. Okay, so finally, let's talk about something that we're all interested in: how to research keywords. So you can research keywords, you can gather these keywords through various sources. You can either do that with personal experience if you've championed your market, if you've championed your product, and you know in and out of competition, in and out of your audience, then you can come up with a set of keywords that define your product that are appealing to your customers as well. Otherwise, you can look at Amazon Auto Suggest. So when you type in a keyword in the Amazon search bar, it gives a list of related keywords. Right, so this is Amazon Auto Suggest. This happens because Amazon is tracking what people are searching for, and based on search query trends, it populates the list. And then competitors' keywords. So essentially, you can look at your competitors' listings and find keywords from their listings. Hopefully, they've done keyword research well, so you can find a good list of keywords from your competitors' listings as well. And then customer review keywords. So I feel that this is super underrated, because where else can you look at for customer search terms other than customer reviews? So you can look for a pattern, certain keywords that are repeated over and over again by all customers. So you can pick those keywords and add it to your listing. You can look at your own customer reviews. You can look at direct competitors' customer reviews as well, and put those keywords in your listing. And then if you're running Amazon advertising or Google advertising, you can look for converting keywords from your search term report, and create a feedback loop and put it back into your listing. And lastly, the most effective way of researching keywords, according to me, is using keyword tools. So there are many different keyword tools out there, but I can only recommend our SellerApp keyword tool. We have 3 different features to help you with keyword research. One is keyword research itself. You input a keyword, you get a list of related keywords. So the reason why I recommend this again is because it sort of envelopes all of the elements that we just talked about. It has Amazon Auto Suggest keywords, it has keywords from all the listings, it has keywords from PPC campaigns, it also has keywords from customer reviews. So you don't have to look at multiple places to gather these keywords. Instead, you can just use SellerApp keyword tool to get a good list of keywords that will maximize your visibility. Okay, so the first feature that we have is keyword research. You can input a keyword and get a list of related keywords. The other feature that we have is a reverse ASIN, wherein you can input an ASIN and get a list of all the shopper keywords, all the buyer keywords in that specific listing. And lastly, you can add up to 5 ASINs and compare the keywords as well. So you can find out if you have input your own ASIN in the feature, then you can figure out what are the keywords that your competitors have and the ones that you don't in your own listing, and you can just add that. And the third feature that we have is product keyword. In product keyword essentially extracts all the buyer keywords from a listing. So if you are running this feature on your own listing and you don't find any keywords, so that just means that there are no keywords or buyer keywords that can be identified by the search engine. So you need to optimize your listing. So again, we have 135 million plus keywords in our database, 1,000 plus daily keyword searches, and 92% of our customers are really happy with our keyword results. And we have extensive keyword data, we research and prioritize. So what this means is we don't give you an endless list of keywords for you to sort through it. We instead prioritize and pick out the most relevant, the best keywords for your listing, so that you can just take that and put it into your listing. And finally, it's super reliable and precise. So go ahead, if you haven't checked out our keyword research tool, then I would definitely recommend you to do that. And we are at the end of our webinar today, part 1 of the webinar. And part 2, we'll have a look at how to optimize your listings with the keywords. So let's say that you go to all of these sources, gather a set of keywords that sort of obeys all of the rules that we've talked about. Then in the second webinar, we'll have a look at how to optimize your listings with these keywords. Okay, so lastly, I told you that I'll be talking about our professional services. So the first managed services is for Amazon advertising. We have a team of PPC specialists that will assist you to run your PPC campaigns. So all you have to do is give us your PPC account, Amazon advertising account, and we'll take care of it. So we provide end-to-end services. We audit your campaigns. We set a goal, like it'll be a shared goal. We'll come up with an action plan, we'll execute it. We'll also send you reports on how we're doing, how far are we in reaching the targets, etc., and re-strategize if there are any external factors that have changed. So all you have to do is sit back and relax and give us your Amazon advertising account. So the second managed services that we have is for listing creation, and like I said, the whole webinar was about how to do keyword research. So this is the exact thing that we do as well. We look at different aspects of your Amazon business, understand in and out of your product, your audience, everything, and then we research keywords that will bring you maximum visibility, and we optimize the listings in a way that will help you rank for those keywords. Obviously, you need to get sales as well, conversions and click-throughs for these keywords, but ultimately you don't have to worry about listing optimization, keyword optimization. So that is our growth consulting. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out.